Hey guys, it's Ilya right here, and today I'm talking about Mr. Kaboom among the light tanks, the fast and the Derpious, the T49. Most players consider this tank as a totally random tank, with which you can sometimes kill some bulldog with a single shot, or the other battle you can make 10 shots and hit the target just once. That's definitely true for a player who wants to relax, have fun, and not think too much. Easy and relaxing gameplay, this is why this kiddo is so much beloved by players. This tank sometimes makes miraculous shots, definitely worth missing 6 shots in a row. The question is, can I be effective on this tank? Can I really play a role on the battlefield and make contribution to the victory on this tank? Can I be more stable on it? Obviously the answer is yes, and that's what we are going to talk about. Now, there can't be really perfect choice of equipment for this tank, and you can really equip it for fighting with rammer, stabilizer and optics. You are still light tank after all. However, I prefer scouting set for this tank, optics, ventilation and stabilizer. Note that I don't have a rammer, because with a reload of 20 seconds, I'm not going to need quicker reload, as after shot I'm supposed to leave the crime scene anyway. 20 or 22 seconds reload doesn't really mean much. You're still a light tank, don't forget that, and don't forget to help your team spot the enemies. But keep in mind that you are weaker than other light tanks in terms of scouting. I will get back to this point later. Unlike other LTs, this body can also feel comfortable in a close distance combat. In my opinion, the best advantage this howitzer gives you is the ability to fight on the corridor and city maps where there is little room for distance scouting. And most of the fights are concentrated within a few well-known enclosed areas. The example of these maps is Abbey, Ansk, Sacred Valley and some others, where light tanks usually don't get too much damage, nor assisted damage. T49 can deal there tons of damage, provided it's not a turbo win, and get a few tons of assisted damage as well. Your target shouldn't be to find a weak armored enemy and give him a punch, although it's always nice to remind Gorilla 15 of its paper armor by biting 1,000 off him. Instead, try to shoot some enemy to detrack him and help your team kill him. To detrack the opponent, usually it's enough to shoot enemy's hull anywhere, but not the turret, since the high explosive burst radius is large enough to get to the track if you hit the hull. You can even fight together with heavies, but if there are more than 3 heavies on the enemy's side all in one place, you are very unlikely to avoid being hit back. Be very cautious in such situations. In other words, when needed and when there is no other way, you can play a support medium tank, and a really good one. You rush in with someone and detract the opponent for your team, giving a juicy punch. If there are 3 or 4 light tanks per team, then you can totally forget that you're a light tank. Your camo is weaker than the camo of other LTs, and you are also quite large for a light tank and easy to hit therefore. Your traverse speed doesn't let you dodge the enemy fire as well. If you are on some open map and there are a lot of light tanks on both sides, you can also try to play as a tank destroyer. You can ask lol TD with this accuracy? Well, all you need is to hit a silhouette, which is not a big deal if you aim fully. Your main use on the battlefield is either spotting for damage or detracking damage. Spotting damage is always the greatest portion of total damage of a light tank. The only exception for T49 can be on the city maps, where detracking damage or even your own damage can be skyrocketing. And yeah, let's get to another point which follows from detracking assisted damage. How to shoot accurately on this tank, if the word accurately is applicable here of course. First of all, on a distance, aim fully. And not on a distance as well would be nice actually too. Yeah, it's gonna take a week, but still do it. T49 does hit the target when aimed completely. As you see, hitting target even on 400 meters, if you're aimed completely, is not that hard. The hardest part is to be patient enough to aim. And of course, you don't have time to aim fully if you are spotted, but then probably the range of your combat is closer than 400 meters, and you won't even need to aim all 100%. Anyway, if you think you won't need to fight anyone for the next 20 seconds, you can try for half aim or shot. Secondly, learn to shoot moving target. In order to shoot moving target with howitzer, you need to aim ahead of the target, of course, and aim at the ground slightly further from you than the place where the enemy tank will be. Then your round will hit exactly the side armor of the enemy tank, but not ground in front of him. It's not always possible, but sometimes will let you make an extra hit. As you can see, I don't have a full ammo, as before I managed to hit AMAX ELC, I missed a dozen shots, but what I wanted to show that even hitting AMAX ELC on the move is possible. Hitting some moving medium tanks isn't hard at all on the medium range. Again, provided you have enough time to aim well. And by the way, about aiming. Thirdly, specifically about T49, it's very important. The tank's stabilization from turret and hull traverse is horrible, but the tank's stabilization from accelerating is actually quite good. This means that if you aim behind the corner and then roll out from the corner without any need to turn the turret, you will pretty much stay fully aimed and will hit the target quicker. Just aim half a second on medium distance or shoot instantly on a close distance. Take advantage of this feature. Aim fully behind cover in the direction of the enemy, roll out and maybe even hit a moving target. T49 lap hack combo. Also, a tip for all tanks, not just T49 or howitzer tanks. When shooting target on the move, when you are moving, before you actually shoot, release the W key and stop turning your tank for the very short moment to let your aiming circle contract just a little more. You won't lose much speed, you won't feel it at all, but you will be way better at shooting on the move. Works, as I said, for all tanks, especially helpful for lights and mediums. So let's make kind of a summary for T49. If there are few light tanks in the teams, then your team needs you first of all as a light tank. Your gun is only a supplementary bonus. Avoid any contact with enemy light tanks, as you have no chance against them usually. Your main contribution is spotting damage. If there are a lot of light tanks, then you should play as tank destroyer or a support medium tank with scouting function where required, especially when there are fewer light tanks alive left. Fighting with heavies is also possible. Your contribution to the team's damage consists of your own dealt damage, as well as detracking damage, and some scouting would also be nice. On a corridor map, you are a medium tank. Use the shooting tips from this video to maximize your efficiency on T49. Your main contribution is the detracking assistance. By the way, the estimated re-gun marks total damage of this tank is only about 2000 to 2200, at least from my experience, as I'm already getting closer to the third gun mark. If you learned new stuff from this video, then take your T49, get it equipped well, and try it out in the battlefield. Maybe someday you will get a tank sniper medal, like I did once on it. I was laughing so much. If the video was interesting, please like it to help me promote it, share this video with your friends, especially those who have T49, and visit my newly created Facebook page, the link will be in the description. There you can ask me all kinds of questions or get some updates from me. We'll be happy to see you there. Thank you for watching and see you in bushes.